Hey guys, I am back with more of an old school video, which is some game review. And it's been a while since we've had some arena footage on this arena channel. But this is an interesting review because honestly, this team, this rogue mage, farmed the shit out of me, and I was super tilted. Like I was playing so badly. And one of the things I wanted to do was show, look, firstly, I hadn't played in ages, right? Giving my list of excuses and coping mechanisms. I haven't played in ages, so I wasn't really aware of how the. I feel like Rogue Mage has kind of changed since the start of the like when I was playing a lot. So gonna go over one game where we lost, and then one game where we won. And just to clarify, we lost like 6 times. So it wasn't a 50-50 win rate. It was like 1-7. So shout out to these guys. They farmed us. I played awfully, trying to work out, honestly, from my perspective, what I could have done better. And you're watching this as I watched this as well the first time. Okay, so I think this is roughly like 2200 MMR into. I was playing the Bladestorm Legendary, just because I felt like I was playing the other legendaries, but because like the goes against druids are usually starting with a ring, you don't really get too much value from the reflect. And I only had a 190 neck piece, so I thought, I may as well go with these two. So we start here, we're going the mage. The mage is out, he doesn't go and viz at the start, and, I'm just like, I should probably just go hit him. So I go and hit him. The first thing here is I've got full hots at the moment, so usually fine, but then they're going to probably open and kind of stop. I use the avatar to dispel that straight away, and then I get DB'd. So if we look at kind of what happened, like we get DB'd as that poly happens, like he gets a stun on the poly, which is really good, so they can't set up their go, and I Bladestorm this second poly. Unfortunately, because I was running the legendary, I don't get too much value out of this legendary, and I reflect this poly, and in this moment here, you can see that my druid just got stunned, and honestly, it probably would have been better maybe for me to eat that first poly, just so I was on poly DR, and then like try and Bladestorm this that's about to happen now. The other thing is I probably should have dropped the banner right now. You know what I mean? Because I see that happening, and if I banned right as that stun happened, I had about a second or a second and a half. This kidney would be 2 seconds. I wouldn't really be too worried, but now it gets pretty big. Even though I got hots, like I used my BM here as well, which I really didn't have to use my BM. I was fine. My druid was coming out of that poly. I had hots on me. I was kind of all G. And I Colossal Smash as the rogue vanishes. He trinkets. Like I clearly know that he's not going to stay there for a long time. And I don't have a stun because he just trinketed the stun. So the Colossal Smash was absolutely useless. So I intervene my druid just to get to this rogue. And it's a bit awkward. Like I should have really been putting a slow on him again. As soon as possible, and we get him so close, right? I reflect this poly. He's in this evasion, and he's at like 9k HP, and I'm just hitting him with overpowers. He gets the BM off, and what I do here, which is really bad, and kind of good in like one way, but really bad in another way, is I fear the rogue, right? And my logic with fearing the rogue was like, he's kind of low, his BM, I can hit him if he's feared for like, I can get a few good swings on him. And it just doesn't happen, right? Because I'm like, and I instead of like waiting for the fear to drop, like I should have disarmed a bit earlier, because the idea with the disarm was that I was going to disarm him as the fear was just about to drop. The mage is still in, so he can't stun me and do a go, right? And his BM's still going to drop. I can get full hots, and we can he can't kill me for like 5 seconds. I can probably get my parry up after that. Because he dodges that and I waste it, I don't get anything on him. So I use the one global. I probably should have been putting Mortal Strike on him into that. Then I get Shadow Blades and I trinket. Like, I don't know if it's late or not. It's kind of hard to say. So he's used Shadow Blades for 2 seconds. The mage just combusts. So I probably could have trinketed when he stunned me in Shadow Blades, because I probably know that's when the mage is going to combust, right? The issue is that, I'm using parry, which is only going to really stop that, like only a small amount. So if I parried at the start, I might be a lot higher HP. But then I get the what's it called? Kick there on the fire. And the reason why I kick fire there is largely to just so he can't finish me off. He's still got combust. He was casting a fireball, so I kicked the fire. So now he can't use his fire spells and combust me. Because my rally's about to drop. My druid just comes out of CC, but the rogue gets a full re. And you know what happens here. I get a stun. I stun him, and he had what's it called up? He's got altar up, and I'm not watching it because I'm looking at the wrong defensive. He's got this ice barrier I'm looking at. Was not paying attention there. The ice barrier comes back up again. There's the stun there, and I have not too many cooldowns to play with here. You know what I mean? So I get polyed, and I'm going to get stunned off this. Rune of Power, Meteor, Bomb. There's just not much you can do with that kind of setup. You know what I mean? So there, ultimately, like, I tilted a lot from that. That was really, really annoying. So we're going to skip to the next game. I know what I kind of lost. Like, firstly, the fear was really missed. If I trinket feared the go where they went, I would have been able to stop so much because the rogue used blades and he had no trinket. So he would have been feared for 6 seconds with blades. The mage would have been feared as combust, probably block for it. So if he's blocking for it, he can die. I used stun and I wasted Colossal Smash a lot. So now we know sort of generally why that went so badly. This was like really long queues, but I think we got them again. Okay, so starting again, and this time, I was like, I'm really tilted. I'm like, I'm going to beat these guys this time, and I think we beat them once, and then we lost to them again or twice or something. But I do the same thing. I avatar that. We get DB'd here, and I get polyed. There's a stun on me, and there's still a gap. Like, I really probably could have been spamming banner or parry or something and gotten it off. But ultimately, I didn't. This Pyroblast comes in, and I drop really low, but I use Rally and BM, and I have the health stack. So I got like 42k HP. I think this is an okay trade, honestly, for that opener, and the mage has already trinketed, so it's a good thing for us. So this time, I stun the rogue, and I go as hard as I can on him. He Bladestone, he trinket and, like, what's it called? Shadow Steps, and then Night Elves or Vanish, I'm not sure which one. And I see him here. They're going to do this second go on me again. There is that big bust, and I really should have, like, it's kind of good. My druid trinkets, so I don't think I trinket here, which is good, right? Because my druid trinkets and druid heals are strong. He wastes Klepto there because he's full HP. We're not really going to do a go on him right now. And he's got shields up anyway. So by the time we actually start hitting him, the hot's already gone. And now I've got full hots for this go, which is where they probably want to do more. I see the combustion here, and I trinket parry immediately this time. The second I see the combustion. I think this really helped a lot because I was able to, firstly, just start hitting the rogue and not be too worried about the mage pumping me. And I get the reflect up on some of the damage there too. He evasions here, and he DBs me, and I'm really trying to get to the rogue. Unfortunately, I think the rogue gets another re, but they're kind of almost out of stuff. And they just use combustion, so there's a pretty big gap before they can do anything. They're going to go to a really good setup to get anything done. They use the CS there on the druid, and then there's alter time. And he alter times back. He's used BM and he's used a fair bit of stuff. I charged there. I probably didn't need to charge because he's still in Fey form, and I mean, he would have been fine. My druid pre-barks this, and this is a big go from them. But I have fear, and neither of them are trinket, so I fear. Pretty straightforward stuff. And now we get onto the rogue who has no evasion, not really anything to go off. I have the Blade Storm there too, and this time I don't use what's it called? Colossal Smash, because I know he's about to get away. But my druid keeps him. I get a stun on him for like a few seconds, which I think is fine. Like, that stun's fine, just generally, like, considering how easy it is for him to get away. He's got a few hots on him, and I'm just spamming this mouse over button here. and he should just die to those. So that time we held our cooldowns way more. We used them appropriately, and we didn't waste our damage as well. Like I could have probably used Colossal Smash when I first hit him just to get some initial damage off, but it wasn't truly that much of a big deal. And here he combusts again, and I kind of forget how strong this shit is. Because I drop pretty low, but then I have Reflect up and I pop every button, so we're all good. So that was our W against that. Honestly, we were very up and down against this team. Um, Shout out to them. They kind of farmed us and kind of gave me a bit of a wake up call that I need to start reviewing these games and pick up my game, you know? Let me know if you guys still like these types of videos. I think these will be useful for every patch because they're generally just like a method of how you analyze a game. And yeah, hope you guys are taking it easy. I'll be streaming more, like I always say. Follow the YouTube, subscribe to YouTube. Leave a comment below if there's anything you learned from this, or if there's any other matchups you want me to review in this much depth. All right, guys, take it easy. Peace.